Hola, hola! So today I'm going to be showing you how to create this yarn wall art. Here's the mini version of it I did. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this bigger version. So if you'd like to create along, then just keep on watching. Alright, so to make this yarn wall art, you're going to need yarn, any colors that you want. These are just some that I already had laying around the house. So I have cream, black, and then I have gray. You're also going to need some twine to hang it from, scissors, and then you're also going to need a rod. So you can go out and buy a straight piece, like a wooden rod or a wooden stick. I don't want to go outside right now given the time, you know, quarantine and all, stay home. So I just used what I already had here at the house. So I had the yarn, I had the twine and scissors, I just needed a stick. So I literally went into my backyard, found this stick, and so we're going to be making a bigger version of this one. My stick is about 2 feet wide, give or take. So it is going to be pretty big. Now I'm going to measure out how long I want it to hang. So taking whatever color you want, it doesn't matter because right now we're just getting the size of how long we want it. If I'm measuring it up against my stick, make it twice as long. Now the reason I'm making it twice as long as my stick is because then you're going to fold it in half. So in reality, it's only going to be this long. Now that I have the measurements that I want for how long I want it, I'm going to cut my first piece of yarn, okay? Now, you don't have to use 3 colors. You can do it all one solid color. You can do 2 colors. You can do more than 3 colors, whatever you prefer. Now, I personally want a more neutral theme going on. So I chose cream, gray, and black. And so for now, I'm going to begin cutting all of my yarns. So for this one, I did 8 rows, and each of these bundles had around 15 pieces of yarn. So this is going to be the most time-consuming part, but all you have right now is time. So now we already cut our size piece of yarn. So a little trick that I like to do to help me save some time is I take all 3 of my pieces of yarn, so my 3 different colors, at once. So I have my cream, my gray, and my black. I take all 3 of those together, pull it out some, that way you have some slack. All right, so I take those 3 colors of yarn and I put my very first piece of yarn that I had cut and put it into the group. Now, this is very important. You're going to pull all the way through, keep pulling until you get to the end of your already measured piece of yarn, okay? So once I have got there, okay, you see that's the one that I had already measured. I'm going to cut all 3 of the other yarns to that exact measurement. That way they're all pretty similar in length, okay? Now, instead of going 1 color at a time, I just cut 3 colors at once, okay? Now, you're going to keep cutting yarn because like I said, this one I use 8 bundles of 15. This one I'm going to obviously use more. So the color pattern that I'm going to do for my bigger one is I'm going to do a bundle of gray, and then I'm going to do a bundle of all the 3 colors mixed together again. So like to do this braid like I did here. Then I'm going to do a bundle of black, and then I'm going to do 3 bundles of just the cream, okay? And then repeat the first pattern over here onto the other side as well. So that kind of gives me an idea as to how many pieces of yarn that I'm going to need. Like I said, cutting is the most time-consuming part. So right now, all I'm going to do is cut, cut, cut. Alright, so now that I have a lot of my yarn cut, I started separating it into the colors. That way it's easier for me to group them together as I start putting them on my branch, okay? So I'm going to sort this out and then I will be right back to show you how to group them together, okay? Alright, so now that I have all of my yarn separated, this took me maybe 45 minutes to cut all of my yarn and to sort it out. It is time consuming, but I personally don't mind. I'd rather be doing this than like worrying about what's going on. So it took me about 45 minutes to get all of my yarn cut and grouped. Now, moving on to our stick, I'm going to start from the middle and then work my way out. Just because I already know that in the middle I want this cream color to go. Now I kind of already have a pattern in mind. You can change the pattern, customize it however you want. If you want to add the braid, you can. If you don't want to add the braid and you just like how the three colors combined looked hanging, then you're feel free to do that as well. Customize it to your liking. All right, guys. I did tell you that I did bundles of 15. So I'm going to get 15 pieces of yarn starting with this cream color. So 1, 2, okay. So I have all 15 in hand. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to one end and put all of the ends together. That way they're kind of similar in length. Pull. Now as I've already pulled them, I kind of just put them through one of my fingers. That way I don't keep pulling the same ones. Alright, so now that I have all of them similar in length, I'm just going to pull it straight through, get any tangles out. That way it's laying straight, flat. Okay, I'm going to pull it through my finger, just kind of holding it here with my fingers until until it's the same length on both sides. Okay, so keep pulling and there we go. Okay. Now, do not let this go, okay, because it's very important that you keep it grouped together here. That way they're the same length on both sides. Now, okay, so you laid it down. My finger's still here holding it. I'm going to put my stick down. Okay, I'm starting in the middle. I'm going to, through the hoop, put both of my fingers through. Now, you're going to pull all of this string through this loop here, okay? So holding it, okay, and then just pulling it straight through. See? Okay. Now I'm just kind of tugging on it to tighten this knot here so that it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, and then here is our first strand. I'm going to repeat this step for the other two bundles of cream that I want in the center, okay, because I want the center to kind of be like my focal point. So we're going to repeat this step 2 more times. And we have our second group, okay? So this is what it's looking like so far. And again, I want to add a third bundle of cream, okay? Okay, so now that you guys already know the new looping technique, I'm going to go ahead and add my third bundle of cream. Alright, so this is what it's looking like so far with my 3 bundles of cream. Now I'm going to add a bundle of black on each sides of my cream, following the same techniques, okay? A bundle of 15, making sure it's even on both sides, and then looping it through over the branch, okay? Alright, so this is what it's looking like with the black bundles on both sides. Now, before I finish it off, I'm going to do bundles of all 3 colors mixed. I'm going to braid them, and then on the outside of that, I'm going to put a bundle of gray. So I'm going to show you how to get the 3 mixed colors and then braid it. I personally want more of the cream to show through, so I'm going to put more cream than gray or black. in both of those bundles. So I'm going to do 4 strands of black, 4 strands of gray, and then 7 strands of the cream. Now, I'm going to pick them up different colors at a time. That way when I bundle it together, all of the same color is not in the same place. Alright, so here are my 15 strands. Again, I did 4 of gray, 4 of black, and then 7 of cream. I have all of the ends together. I'm going to pull it through. I'm going to follow the same process as I did with my other strands. Now, I'm going to still do the same looping process that I did with all of my other bundles. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, now, if you just want to leave it like that with the colors mixed, you can. I personally like the braided effect, so I'm going to braid it. For your braid, you had 15 strands. When you double it, you get 30 strands. So you're going to divide it into 3 sections of 10. Make sure that you're mixing the colors as you make those groups. So, all right, so I'm just going to cross these over like a braid. Now I don't pull it tight because I want it to be a looser braid. And I'm just going to braid it all the way down. Alright, so this is as far as I can go without all of my strands start coming out. Once I get to as far as I can go, I'm going to take a separate piece of string that I've already cut. I'm going to place it underneath, and then I'm just going to knot it. So I have it underneath. I'm just going to knot it once here. Knot. Wrap it around the back, do another knot on the back, and then there you go. It's tied. Your braid is tied. So I'm going to do this exact same on the other side. You can either leave it like this. I'm still going to go back and add a strand of gray on both sides, okay? Alright, so this is what I have so far. I am done wrapping all of my loops. Now I'm going to add twine on both ends. That way I'm able to hang it. So I'm going to take my twine. I'm not going to cut it yet because I don't know exactly how long I'm going to need it to reach to the other side. So on one end, you're going to go underneath, wrap it up a couple of times so that it's secure. And then you're just going to double knot it. You can also put some hot glue if you want to secure it a little bit more, but I think it should be fine. Now I'm going to come across to the other side. I'm going to hold it here just to kind of give me an idea of how tall. You see, I think that should be fine. I'm going to wrap it around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then cut. And then again, just knot it twice. And I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess just a little bit so that it's not so long. Now, I personally am going to flip it over. That way, these little knots here is what is showing. And here is your final product. Let's see what it looks like on the wall. This is what it's going to look like. Now, you can either leave it like this. I went through with some scissors and I just kind of cut at a V to give it that V shape. Okay, so you can either go through and cut the V shape or just leave it as is for a more staggered look. All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you were able to create your own yarn wall art. If you do choose to create this, make sure that you tag me on Instagram. I am on Instagram as Life with Patricia. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Adios.